What's up YouTube? Starting this vlog off with a workout commentary straight away. Do about 12 or 15 reps of, and on the other side of things with shoulders techniques with my bench, you see with this I was staying in the same place, constantly thinking of new exercises I can do that might help me isolate better. Enjoy this commentary, hope you enjoy the rest of this video, and I'll catch you all a bit later. So I just got done doing the last video's commentary and I'm about to upload it. But I've also been on YouTube for the last couple of days looking at 10,000 calorie challenges and want your guys' opinion on whether or not to end this bulking series, because the whole thing is about us doing it lean and taking our time with it, not trying to gain too much fat. As kind of a finale of it, should we make the last episode a 10,000 calorie challenge one for me to attempt? Hopefully I won't flop it and I'll be able to actually do it. Seen a lot of videos of it, some of them don't look that hard. I feel like if you got the right food it wouldn't be that difficult, but nonetheless I want to try it. I want to be able to pick out on all my favourite foods, so like pizza, ice cream, cheesecake, the lot. So comment down below whether or not you think that I should do it at the end of this series, which will probably be about 4 or 8 weeks from now. And if I do it, yes, there will be donuts. What's up guys, back again bringing you another workout commentary. This is a back workout that we're doing here. Started this off with a seated row with the kind of narrow but still pronated grip on this machine here. Started with just 20 a side just to warm up the muscle, get some blood pumping. Only did one set of a warm up, then whacked a 10 on top of that, and yeah, the camera fell over at that point. I just let it keep going. I could see out the corner of my eye that it fell over, but I just couldn't be bothered to just stop my set to get it back upright. Yeah, so did about 12 to 15 reps of this with a 20 and a 10 either side. This is a isolateral machine, so there is the option to do unilateral, which means doing one at a time, but I like to do, at some point in the workout, if I'm doing a row, I like to do both at the same time so you can really squeeze those shoulder blades together. So did that, and then after this went on to another row. The second row again was quite a narrow one, but this time it was a horizontal row, so instead of being upright I was actually bent over in a 45-degree angle. So you can see here my back's at about 45 degrees. It's fairly straight, there's not much of an arch in my back. Also got the belt on to make sure that don't injure my back again, which it felt completely fine on this exercise also, I'd like to mention, but still just got it there as a precaution, which you should do if you're going quite heavy. But yeah, as far as the actual form of this, what I like to do is stand with kind of shoulder width apart, just in line with the grip that I'm using. I squat down to push the weight up to then not use any or not use much lower back involvement, so that again, playing it safe, making sure that you're not injuring yourself. And then as for the actual movement, back straight, keeping your neck neutral with your back, not letting the shoulders go too far forward, but going forward enough to get a nice stretch on the lats, and then pulling back up and squeezing the shoulder blades together, just like with the other row that I did. And then after that went on to this is the first pull down movement of the workout, first of only one, so I did this for about 4 sets. Started off doing 12 reps per set, got about 2 sets of that done, and then what you're seeing here is when I decided to turn it to a drop set. So went as heavy as I could for about 8 or 9 reps. I think I got probably 8 here, 8 proper ones at least, and then dropped the weight by 2 plates on the machine so that I could then get a further 6 or 8 out. I can't remember exactly how many I got out, but it was probably around 6. Nice thing to bear in mind with this exercise is to make sure that you got quite an arch in your back, and when you're pulling the weight, you're not just pulling it in front of you, but you're also pulling it kind of through your chest and really, again, squeezing the shoulder blades together. That's a key point when it comes to any kind of back movement, really. So pulling the weight through your elbows and bringing them back also, rather than just straight down, to really get a proper squeeze on the muscle. Then after that went on to these preacher curls, the machine using here, but also using the fat grips again, which you would have seen in the previous video. Just wrap them around the handles and focused on keeping the elbows quite close in, but the hands fairly wide to activate more of the short head of the biceps. Then after that went on to these things that I haven't really done ever before, and I really wanted to just try them out. Did a hammer grip on the cable. As you can see, there's no attachment, it's literally just the cable holding the ball at the end, keeping the elbow in the same place. And these are kind of like concentration curls, but you're doing them standing, so getting a full stretch on the muscle, pulling the weight back up and pulling until your hands pretty much behind your head, so using this grip does activate more of the long head and the brachialis of the muscle, but by bringing it behind your head a little bit more, you're just getting that extra contraction and maybe even a little bit of the short head involved there. So I've just woken up, haven't done a weigh-in so far with this bulk, so I figured I'd do that this morning and keep you guys updated with what my weight is currently. Okay, so 152 and a quarter, 152 and a half pounds. That's kind of expected. That's kind of the numbers I was looking for, because as I said at the start of this, and I keep saying, we're trying to do this gradually, so not looking to gain like 10 pounds in a week, because that means that you've made mad gains, because it doesn't necessarily mean that. Muscle is actually more dense than fat, so if you were to gain a pound of fat, it would be, I can't really make the sizes differences in my hand, but so a pound of fat would be about that big, but a pound of muscle would be like half the size, like really tiny. So if you're doing it gradually and after a week you only gain a pound and you think maybe my calories aren't high enough, bear in mind that muscle is a lot smaller than fat, but for the same amount of weight, so you probably would have gained that, and it won't be just in one area. You know, you can't just gain 1 pound on your shoulders, 1 pound on your chest. It'll be overall. If your training split is evened out and you're training everything equally or fairly equally, so once or twice a week. But in my actual case, what I'm really looking for straight away is my shoulders, because you find that if you've got quite an undeveloped part, so my shoulders seems to be that, it's the first thing that you notice change, because obviously you go from not having much mass there at all to kind of filling out the areas that you didn't have before. So as of now, I can't really see much of a massive difference. I do feel like they kind of feel fuller and like more pumped, kind of like maybe before I wasn't training them the right way to really activate them that much during the workouts. But I actually trained them yesterday, so they're still kind of in that like pumped stage. Also, haven't really mentioned this much, but another thing that I really want to improve on this bulk is the abs, which at the moment is a lot leaner than I was last bulk. I know with my pale skin you can't really tell, but you can kind of see the outline of the obliques, the abs, and just all of it really, and less fat on the hips, so a lot better than the last bulk. And if I actually put up a picture of my result before I was cutting before, where my abs were then and how big my stomach was, you'll see why I decided to do the cut. So the goal is to not lose the flat stomach, but also gain some mass on it. That, just like everything else, I'm doing a couple of times a week on my back and biceps day, because I want to have the kind of abs where with higher body fat percentage you can still see them. So again, they're improving gradually, but just got to keep going with those. So I'll just give you a back view as well, just to give you kind of a view of what that looks like now. Getting a car wash now, because my car's needed a wash for a good few weeks, because I keep forgetting really. So got one of the codes today for this car wash, the automated one. This one doesn't clean the wheels of the car as well as doing it by hand, or another one that I mentioned, there's a petrol station around the corner where you can actually do it yourself like a brush. But I went for the kind of easier route today and just figured I'd do this. Is it just me, or is it every time that you go through a drive-through car wash like that, you just get the kind of final destination feeling? Which one is that? Is that the fifth one where the girl gets stuck in the roof of the car wash? Alright, so I am always on my channel checking if there's comments, what the kind of like ratio is, and just to see if you guys actually like my content, because I really want to make this channel as best as I can, and I want to make sure that you're enjoying the content that I'm putting out there. But just looking here, I don't know if it's something that I do in each of my videos that's just not liked, or maybe my content still is repetitive, but there seems to always be 1 or 2 likes on each of my videos, and then on some there might even be like 4. I know most people say that you shouldn't acknowledge negativity and you shouldn't feel down about anything, but I don't feel down. I just feel like there's something that I'm doing wrong with the channel, so please just let me know if there's some content that you don't like in the video, or you think there's something that I should do a bit more of on my channel. I won't be offended if you comment down below, you keep showing this, can you just not show that in each of your videos, it gets a bit boring. I won't take offense by that, just let me know what you think about each of my videos. Really want to make sure that you guys are enjoying them.